Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and in today's movie review, I'm going to be reviewing the 1996 movie, The Cable Guy. The Cable Guy is directed by Ben Stiller and stars Jim Carrey, Matthew Broderick, Jack Black, and yeah, because the movie mainly stars both Jim Carrey and Matthew Broderick. So, in this movie, Jim Carrey is Chip Douglas, cable installer, raised on television sitcoms. He wants life to look just like my three sons. And when he meets a single guy, Steven Kovacs, he seizes his chance for some serious male bonding. But Chip's idea of friendship, which includes physical assault, a game of porno password, and a medieval joust, may be hazardous to Steven's health. In Chip's own immortal words, I can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Directed by Ben Stiller from Meet the Fockers, the Cable Guy is the perfect comedy for the TV generation. Jim Carrey's comic genius is frightening, says George Panacchio, whatever you want to pronounce his last name, from CBS TV San Diego. Oh yeah, and of course the movie also stars Leslie Mann and George Siegel, with executive producers Brad Gray, and produced by Judd Apatow. So I remember watching this movie back in late August after I watched The Burbs. I watched this film. I rented this movie off the internet, like Amazon or something like that, from what I remember. Oh, actually, no, it wasn't Amazon. I'm starting to remember now. I actually watched it because it was actually on Netflix at the time. At the time when I watched it, I actually watched it on Netflix. So yeah, so I watched it on Netflix, and I gotta say, this is actually a really super cool movie from 1996, and and this movie was kind of pretty funny at some parts, and I will say the Cable Guy is also one of Jim Carrey's most comedic and serious roles he was in, because this is actually like one of those examples of how Jim Carrey can sometimes be funny but also be in very serious movies as well, where some of his films managed to take itself seriously, and yeah, Jim Carrey was a lot of fun was a lot of fun in this movie. Matthew Broderick was also good in the film too, and Ben Stiller's direction, the way Ben Stiller directs this film, his direction here was actually well done, and yes, Ben Stiller also has a cameo in this film as well. Besides directing this film, Ben Stiller has a cameo in it as well. Leslie Mann was also good in the film, as well as like I remember hearing Jack Black was also in this movie. Like, Jack Black's always fun to see, and yeah. And yeah, and of course, so yeah, the movie's rated PG-13, and the runtime is approximately 96 minutes. Yeah, yeah, because and I got yeah, and it kind of feels like this is actually one of I feel like this movie is also one of Jim Carrey's most underrated films he was in. Yeah, and despite the fact that this movie got mixed to positive reviews or something like that, like mixed reviews, then I still enjoy this film. I think it's a pretty fun, cool movie in terms of its 90s standards, and yeah, because it's like Jim Carrey it's like Jim Carrey can be a lot of fun playing the bad guy, while at the same time, like, in terms of where he's kind of played out as almost like a good and nice character in this film. But then it gets to the point where sometimes Jim Carrey, like, it's like I said, sometimes Jim Carrey manages to take his acting roles seriously in some serious movies, where it's kind of almost like the mixture of both drama or seriousness or comedy, like comedy and something like that. It's kind of almost like the Truman Show. The Truman Show has a little bit of comedy in it, while at the same time the Truman Show also takes itself seriously too. Yeah. And I find this to be one of Jim Carrey's most underrated films he was in. Like I always say that. But Matthew Broderick was also good in the film too, and yeah, Ben Stiller does a great job directing this film. Maybe it's also kind of interesting. Maybe it's also kind of interesting how Matthew Broderick was also in the third Lion King film, Lion King 1.5, and Ben Stiller's father, Jerry Stiller, was in Lion King 1.5 as well. I mean, yeah, it's like, can you imagine if Ben Stiller played Uncle Max in Lion King 1.5 instead of Jerry Stiller or something like that? But I only made that up because I just wanted to be entertaining. Yeah. But yeah, so the movie was released by Columbia Pictures and Sony, executive produced by Brad Grey. Brad Grey was also one of the founders of Plan B. Plan B, which is Brad Pitt's company. Oh yeah, because that's why it says a Bernie Brillstein Brad Grey production. Yep. And of course, the movie is also produced by Judd Apatow. Judd Apatow worked on a lot of comedy films. I think I've seen a little bit of his work, and I'm sure my dad has too. But yeah, and it's like Sarah Edwards from NBC News Channel even refers to this movie as once Jim Carrey gets plugged in, there's no stopping him. He's brilliant. Yeah, because most of us pretty much love Jim Carrey, and I know my dad loves Jim Carrey as well. Because I mean, who doesn't love Jim Carrey? And yeah, he was always great to see in this movie, and yeah. So overall, The Cable Guy was a really great movie, and I'm gonna give The Cable Guy 4 stars out of 5. So yeah, if you haven't seen The Cable Guy, then I highly recommend it. And there you go, guys. That's going to be it for my movie review on The Cable Guy. And that's going to be it for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching. And until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it.